Welcome into the Main Event Sports Show. This is your host, Rashawn Myers, joining you live, Main Event Sports TV Live, joined by my favorite people, man. Are we still calling you BTI or are we going with Guillermo?
BTI for right now.
Slash
but when
Guillermo.
we go to the new station, Guillermo!
And, of course, my man, Haven Harrington, co-host of the Main Event Sports
Show.
Man, you know what, fellas? I think today we need to go ahead and just observe our remembrance of that man, Bobby Petrino, with a little song. So I put something together for him. And, Bobby, this one is for you. How do I say goodbye to what we had?
Yeah.
The good times that made us laugh.
All right.
Outweigh the bad. I thought we get to see tomorrow, but tomorrow's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Bye, Bobby. Bye, Bobby. Get out of here, Bobby. It's time to go, Bobby.
That's pretty cruel when you think about it. That was cruel.
Hey, that's real, though. That's real than Real Deal Holyfield, man.
To be my sunshine after the rain.
But seriously, man. Anybody who has been listening to the Main Event Sports Show since, week 2.5?
Yeah, pretty much.
Of the football season?
Pretty much.
Brought it to you first, letting you know that there was something riding in the state of Denmark, that things were not right with the Universal Local Football Program, and that there needed to be major changes.
We said it.
We said that Bobby Petrino was not the man for the job.
We said it.
We said that Bobby Petrino was not going to make it to the end of the season.
He didn't.
And we said that there needed to be a complete and total fundamental change to the way these guys were thinking. And Haven, over the last 2 weeks, I know we weren't here last Monday, but what we saw put out on that field, that product that was put out on the road at Clemson, and then back home, to watch Louisville, up at Syracuse, just to completely and totally fall apart. Guys quitting, guys putting in transfer papers. Something had to happen, and Vince Tyree finally came out and got it done on Sunday, man.
Now, I'm going to tell you like this. I honestly think that Vince wanted to wait to the end of the season before he fired Bobby. Hey,
I appreciate Facebook Live for the shout outs on the singing too. I do appreciate that, cuz.
There you go.
Love y'all, man.
There you go. But like I said, I honestly thought that they wanted to wait to the end of the season to fire Bobby. But unfortunately, you had to stop the hemorrhaging.
Yes.
You had to stop the bloodletting. You had 20 players apply for transfers. 20 players apply for transfers. You had 2 decommit. Your recruiting class is already trash.
And Haven.
And then you lose 2 guys off recruiting class. Russ Yeast says, I'm out of here.
From what I heard about the guys who were requesting the transfer, out of those 20, more than half of those 20 were starters. Guys that were getting playing time and, still had eligibility left. So these were guys that were looking to move. So you're basically talking about losing major guys on both sides of the ball. So, something had to happen.
The recruiting class is not even full. Yeah, so I think Louisville can take like 16 or 17 guys in recruiting class. They got like 7 or 8.
Yes.
2 of those guys bailed on you. So Vince had to do something. I know he wanted to wait because I know he didn't want to have Jeff, like he did today in his press conference, answer those awkward questions about, are you going to Louisville or not? So for the next 2 weeks, his players, everybody he bumps into in West Lafayette, everybody in Indiana is going to be asking him stupid questions. Are you going to Louisville? And he's going to give you that stupid coach answer.
Hey, you know what?
I'm concentrated on my team. I'm not worried about speculation.
I love Jeff Brom.
Leave me alone.
But Jeff Brom did a horrible job of answering that question today. He literally was like.
I'm going to tell you how I said it earlier in the season. I like where I'm at. And I'm focusing on where I'm doing now, and that's about all my attention's on right now.
The brother said, "I have a job right now, and I won't talk about anything until
and
after the season."
When he turned around on the back of his shirt and said, "Peace."
Like literally, I looked at the Purdue Twitter page, and of course they posted that video of the speculation, and literally all of Purdue Twitter was just basically like, he gone. Like, nobody believes that he. So I don't know if he's going to get questions the next 2 weeks, because I believe with the way he answered that question today, they might just be like, well, we suck again.
Hey, but you know what, Purdue, don't worry about it, because on Purdue Twitter, they've been talking about how Purdue's a better program than the University of Louisville. With that being the case, there's a lot of good coaches out there for you if Brom does leave. You could have our list. Dino Babers at Syracuse.
Yes.
Luke Fickell at Cincinnati, a great defensive-minded coach.
Yes.
I mean, he can recruit. Great scheme, fun to watch. Lane Kiffin. There you go. There's a lot of guys you can go get.
Hold on. How you going to steal my Lane Kiffin, though?
Because I'm giving them your list. I'm giving Purdue your list.
How you going to take my list when y'all been dogging it? Hold on. Now, y'all want to hear a list? Because here's the thing. Y'all got to understand. Louisville, where we're at right now is that we are a star-studded university now.
Yes.
Understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
We had Slick Rick. You understand what I'm saying? We had Ricky Bobby. You don't go from that to these no-name cats that you are finding on somebody's sideline that won. Oh, man, they were tearing it up in D4. Yeah, D4, that doesn't even matter in this realm. We got to go get a star, okay, so that we bring people back from day one. My list is right here.
Number one.
Les Miles.
Is your number one candidate.
That man has won a national title. In other words, he knows how to win a national title. He did it before. Number two, Mike Singletary. I think he would be one of the greatest college football coaches in history. And as a matter of fact, somebody agreed with me, because after San Francisco let him go because of his techniques, his coaching techniques, which were not conducive to an NFL team, but I think would be very conducive. Basically, he was hard on his team. And you know that the pro players ain't taking that.
Well, you know, millennials say soft nowadays.
Well, yeah, but he was coaching some pre-millennials. But I think Singletary would be. Baylor actually went after Singletary.
Yes.
But he had a conflict of interest because I think he either had a son or a relative who was actually on the team.
Yes.
And my third would be Lane Kiffin. And y'all are saying that, okay, y'all don't like the list.
I'm letting you go ahead. I'm not going to get on you yet.
Jeff Brom is better than those three. You would take Jeff Brom over Les Miles.
All right. Are you done now?
Yeah, I'm done.
So is that what you really think?
Yes.
It doesn't matter what you think. Let me just put it to you like this. First of all, holler at my man Nick Shoemate. He says, will Brom take the risk of not being successful in his hometown, wanting a savior, and take the chance of not being able to live up to that hope?
Like Chris Mack.
First of all, Nick, I'm going to say yes. Absolutely. The Broms love Louisville. They bleed red and black. Oscar, Brian, Jeff,
Greg,
all those guys love Louisville. Absolutely. First of all, Mama Brom, I'm pretty sure, wants Jeff coaching at Louisville. So what Mama Brom gets, Mama Brom wants. What she wants, she gets. So that's first of all. So yes, absolutely, I think that's going to happen. Second of all, that list is absolutely horrible. When you talk about Mike Singletary, a guy who's never coached at the college level, he's never went into anybody's living room and said, "I want your son to come to my school." Nobody wants to hear about the 85 Bears. Okay, these kids don't even know who the 80. They don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about that.
If you don't know what the Super Bowl Shuffle is,
none of these young kids know that you are old.
Your problem, not mine. That was what, 85, 82.
That was 85. Nobody.
I won $2 on
all these young dudes was born in like 2001.
Hey, if you don't know the Super Bowl Shuffle,
so
who Refrigerator Perry is,
don't nobody see that. I feel that, but I'm telling you, none of that stuff is going to happen. Les Miles is 85 years old and crazy. There's a reason they call him the Mad Hatter. He's old, he's washed up, he hasn't done anything, and I don't like any type of defensive hire. To me, at the University of Louisville,
why not?
I'm going to tell you why. First of all, Charlie Strong got very lucky, and I've continued to say this. I said that the fact that Charlie Strong coming to Louisville coincided with the firing of Randy Shannon at Miami, them going ahead and bringing Big Hurt up here and being able to steal Teddy Bridgewater and the rest of those kids that came up, John Miller and the rest of them. Had that not happened, had Randy Shannon still had his job and Teddy Bridgewater goes to Miami, I don't know if that ever happens. So that's all I'm saying is all I'm saying is if we're dealing with Cal Bolin and we have 4 years of Cal Bolin instead of 4 years of Teddy Bridgewater,
with that defense, we still would have won. We still would have beat
It
Florida.
would have been Ron Cooper era 2.0.
We still would have beat Florida.
Possible.
He can do all these.
That defense is real.
Yeah.
That defense is real.
Louisville definitely does not beat Florida. First of all, Louisville would never get into that game with Florida without Teddy Bridgewater. How many games did he put Louisville on his back?
About 5 or
that
6.
year. Yeah, exactly. So if we have Cal Bolin or somebody like that, I'm sorry.
Excuse me. Who recruited Teddy?
Or
Bridgewater?
Will Stein or whoever.
Who recruited Teddy Bridgewater?
Clint Hurt.
Under whose direction?
Charlie Strong.
Thank you.
But what,
So no. Hold tight. Give him that credit then for having him here.
Okay, but
maybe it's because he knew that Teddy
absolutely-
Bridgewater was that good of a quarterback,
but what I'm
and that's why he
saying
brought
is,
him here.
but this is my point. If Randy Shannon does not get fired and Clint Hurt is still in Miami, that never happens.
How do you know? Now you Doc Brown. Now you Doc Brown.
Because Clint Hurt,
he just pulled up in the DeLorean.
What I'm saying is Clint Hurt never leaves Miami to go to the DeLorean.
He's in a time machine. If that happens, Strong, that's not what happened.
But this is my point. The point I'm saying is, you know what? It worked one time, and there was a lot of things that were very serendipitous at that time. That there was a confluence of events that happened, and I'm down with that. But all I'm saying is, Louisville's not going to go defensive coordinator
again.
So
what is this domino effect that has happened to make him so successful at USF?
I mean, he's been okay. USF had a program that won 11 games the year before he got there. I mean, it's not like he just had to come in and not mess it up. I mean, so I give him credit for having success, but let's not get it twisted. He was taking over a program. It's not like he had to build, South Florida. I'm not denigrating or taking anything away from Charlie Strong. All I'm saying is Teddy Bridgewater, to me, and I've always said it, Teddy Bridgewater is the reason that Louisville's in the ACC today, because without him, I don't think it ever happens. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, if there was no Teddy Bridgewater, Lamar Jackson never comes to Louisville, because the only reason he came to Louisville was because Lamar Jackson himself said, Haven, in fact, let me put it out there, Haven, why did Lamar Jackson come to Louisville?
Thomas, the wide receiver coach,
Teddy Bridgewater.
Lamar Thomas.
Teddy Bridgewater is the correct answer. Teddy Bridgewater and him was boys.
Lamar Thomas recruited them because they were his high school coach.
Bottom line is,
you know what? Time out. But more than that, you really can't go and say, well, if this player didn't come here, then this team wouldn't be this, because you could say that for every college football team.
I have always said
it
was a very nice confluence of events that helped Louisville get back.
Deshaun Watson doesn't go to Clemson. Clemson never wins national championship.
I'm just telling. Okay, but
so who's going to come here because of Jeff Brom? Answer that question. Who's going to be? Oh shit, they got Jeff Brom now. I want to go to U of L.
First of all, Jeff Brom. I will have you know that Jeff Brom has a recruiting class ranked in the top 25 right now at Purdue. He's getting kids to come to West Lafayette.
When has a headline ever been posted? We had the 24th recruiting class of next year. Have you ever seen that headline before?
All I'm saying,
William Purdue, yes.
Yes, that is big time. That is big time. When you're talking about the way he's turned around things at Purdue,
but be honest with you, if for U of L having a top 25 recruiting class is huge. Yes, because we've never really had a top 25 recruiting class. I take that back. I think maybe Charlie Strong's first year.
No, it didn't get there. Never. It was number 27.
So we've never had a top 25 recruiting class.
No. So I mean, all I'm saying is, with the defensive, when I look at what Louisville's going to look for going forward, the Louisville fan base wants to be entertained. I've always continued to say that Louisville is the Wings of Thunder. By the way, yes. The thing about Louisville is that their fans want to be entertained. They're a big city university, okay? So fans they don't want to go out there and see a defensive slobber knocker 17-14. They want to see points. They want to see up and down. That's one of the things that made Bobby Petrino so attractive the first time around, is because Louisville won, and they won with style. They went out there 77-7. On Cincinnati. They went out there and beat North Carolina 55-0 on the road in Chapel Hill. Those types of things get the fans excited. That's how they build buildings. That's how they build expansions. That's how they were able to get all this done, was because of that excitement. And I think they're going to look for a guy like a Jeff Brom or Mike Leach or a Dino Babers. Those are the three guys right now that I hear people talk about the most.
That's exactly what he's doing at Purdue.
All these guys are putting up points. I mean, he just put up over 40 points against Ohio State and upset the number 2 team in the country. Last I checked. So Bobby Petrino, Jeff Brom has more top 25 wins in 1 year at Purdue than Bobby Petrino had in his whole tenure at Louisville. So I mean, I digress with that. So when you talk about Jeff Brom, a lot like Chris Mack, like you were saying, Haven, it seems like the perfect confluence of events right now.
But here's the thing, though. We look at Jeff, and Jeff's fit with Louisville. I mean, his whole family. He has the first family of university level football. His dad quarterbacked at U of L. His brother, his quarterback at U of L. He quarterbacked at U of L. His younger brother was a quarterback at U of L. I mean, all these guys coached, played, lived, and breathed Louisville football. Matter of fact, Jeff Brom turned down a chance to be offensive coordinator for Alabama to stay on staff with the University of Louisville.
Yes.
And I bet you he regrets it to this day.
I'm not sure he regrets it, but I will say this. If he did become offensive coordinator for Alabama, he would not be coach at Purdue right now.
Yeah.
And he'd never been coach at Western. He would have been at some some Power 5 school like South Carolina, Florida, or someplace else right now.
South Carolina still has to be the,
Oh, God. You know what? I'm not going to talk about I'm not going to talk about them and Will Muschamp. The worst hire in college football
They had an
history.
opportunity to be Purdue, and instead they got Will Muschamp, and they're about to fire him.
Anybody but Will Muschamp. If you can't win at Florida with Florida talent, how are you going to win in South Carolina with South Carolina talent, knowing that Clemson's getting all the talent? No, it's not going to happen.
That made no sense.
I digress.
So let me ask you. So
back to Jeff.
If Jeff Brom,
he's the perfect fit.
I think we all agree.
Except for him.
Except for
I'm gonna tell you what he just said was exactly right. He's the perfect fit.
Smitty Swampwater over here.
He's exactly what y'all deserve. Y'all deserve a D-lister who's gonna come in here and y'all hope that he's gonna turn into a Tom Cruise on the sideline. That's what you're perfect fit, because that's what U of L is right now. Some D-listers that almost got into on the red carpet. The security, hey, whoa. Snatched him by that collar and took him back into the back. Nah, y'all going through the back way. Y'all going. U of L was this close to being red carpet, and it's cats like y'all's. I'm gonna say that. That's the reason why they'll never be there, because y'all don't want that. Is that Louisville in a tuxedo? He done sold out. He done sold out.
Hey, I think outside of Billy, 99% of everybody else feels that Jeff Brom is the perfect fit. But if you had a number 2, Haven, who would be your number 2 guy on your list?
He's still in my picks now. Lane Kiffin.
No, honestly, my number 2, I would have to agree with you.
Nobody wants Lane Kiffin. He can't even win at FAU.
My number 2, I would definitely agree with you. And I would go to coach with the best hairline in all of college football. And I give you Dino Babers of Syracuse. Look at that man's haircut. His barber is fire. I don't know who his barber is. He needs a raise. He needs a bring his
I didn't know there was no good barbers in Syracuse, New York.
Man, there's a lot of brothers in Syracuse now. Don't get it twisted now. Syracuse, home of the greatest of all time, Jim Brown. The greatest lacrosse player ever lived.
That's right.
A lot of people don't know that. He went to Syracuse on lacrosse scholarship. I digress. But anyway, my short list would be Dino Babers, number 2. Number 3 choice would be Luke Fickell of Cincinnati.
I like it.
He turned a bad Cincinnati. I know he's a defensive-minded coach.
I don't like that.
And I know he went on a rant about, being a defensive-minded coach. But you know what? Being a defensive-minded coach, he knows how to score points. He has a good offensive coordinator. They're scoring some points, and their defense is thunder. Kind of like what Charlie's doing right now in South Florida. Charlie went and found himself a real offensive coordinator that can score points, because he knew that I can't win anymore just playing defense. I gotta elevate my game. And Luke Fickell's that dude. I think Luke Fickell would be a great choice. My number 3 choice. My number 4 choice, another defensive guy, Vance Bedford, former defensive coordinator for your University of Louisville Fighting Cardinals. Vance Bedford is chilling right now in Texas.
You and these defensive guys, man. What are you doing?
Vance, you know why? Defense wins championships.
Where's Vance Bedford now? He's sitting at home, ain't he? Does he even have a job?
No, he does not.
I don't want somebody that's unemployed. I'm just saying, man.
Hey, this is Vance Bedford. The man who came up the hole. Let's go on a train.
Yes, we know. You know what? I appreciate your service. Thank
Vance
you.
Bedford.
I appreciate it.
Vance back. Bring Vance back.
All right, so you had your say. First of all, I love the Dino Babers. He's been 1-2 on my list for the longest time. I like him, even though he is 57 years old. He's a guy who did not get his opportunity until he was 50 to become a head coach. So, unfortunately, you have that situation where, you have a guy who's very qualified and, just did not get his opportunity or his chance. Hey, that pizza looks thunder, don't it, y'all? It's ridiculous. So, I love that. I think that Dino Babers, from what I heard, Dino's people actually reached out to Louisville about his interest in the job. So if it did go past Jeff Brom, I do think that Dino would be the guy, and I think he would want to be the guy, so I don't think it would go to a number 3 guy. But if I was to go after a number 3 guy, even though some people would be worried about it because of his UK ties, I love Mike Leach. Like, Mike Leach is a guy who has Washington State in the top 10 right now. They only have one loss on the season.
Mike Leach is a quote machine. I want Mike Leach.
He would be entertaining to cover as a media member, and his teams put up ridiculous amounts of points. Both of the guys are 57 years old. Both of the guys have an offensive style that I think the fans would love, and I just think that Mike Leach, you can do a lot worse than him. He's a guy that in that ACC, with his ability to put up points, is going to be able to attract recruits. He's going to be able to attract fans, and he would bring a lot of energy to that first game next year against Notre Dame. But those will be my 3 guys. I'm not going to go past that. Some people want to talk about the Iowa State head coach. Some people want to talk about, Brett Venables and all this. First of all, I don't want a defensive coordinator. Secondly, I don't want a coordinator, period.
Hey, defense wins championships.
Brett Venables has never won a game as a head coach.
You know what?
He can't bring Clemson's defensive line with him.
Bobby never won a game as a head coach, so he got here anyway.
But offense travels. Offense travels. And that's the thing.
Defense wins championships.
Yeah, defense wins championships.
Ask Alabama.
Yeah, defense wins championships when you got 4 first-round picks on the offense on the defensive line.
Ask Clemson.
I'm not down you, but Louisville's never going to be able to recruit like Clemson. Period. Even if Brent Venables does come in.
We can still put defense numbers up like them. Because why? Charlie did it. Charlie had those numbers.
Yeah, and it was.
Matter of fact, Grantham had those numbers with Charlie's players. So I'm just saying, you can win with defense.
I would be very interested to see what happens. I do think that we'll hear something within the next couple of weeks. I don't think it's going to be very long before Jeff Brom gets announced as the coach. But those will be my 3 guys.
I want to welcome y'all to the Behind the Music episode of the DeBarge Brothers. This is how they used to argue before they made Who Is Johnny.
I want the lead. I need to be the front man.
But I think will all be remiss if we do not mention one coach that I think deserves to be mentioned whenever there's a coaching opening. My biological father, Phil Jackson.
If only Phil Jackson could coach your football team.
Hey, I think he could.
The Zen Master.
He has coached 11 championships in the NBA.
He would have all the guys reading books.
As I say, do you know how hard it is to win a 3-peat in the NBA?
That is hilarious.
He did it 3 times. That's all I'm saying. Plus, he almost did it 4.
Wow.
There's that. By the way, broadcasting live from the old Louisville, the Tunerville Pub and Deli.
Tunerville Deli and Pizza, 1105 South 1st Street.
Did y'all see this pizza?
Pizza is thunder, y'all.
This pizza is thunder. This crust.
Hey, but the wings,
listen.
half barbecue, half jerk is ridiculous. Yes.
What?
Yes. What? Half barbecue, half jerk is amazing.
Is that a thing?
That is a thing here. Yes.
Oh
yeah.
My gosh.
Like jerk barbecue. It's ridiculous.
Jerk-a-cue?
Yeah, jerk-a-cue.
He just made a jerk-a-cue.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Haven Harrington got found the secret sauce, and it is amazing.
And we're right here on the corner of First and Oak Street.
That's right, First and Oak Street. Come on out, man. Yeah, y'all come out and kick it with us every Monday night.
Let me get it back to L over here. Him and Chico going back and forth at it.
I have no words. Have no words, Levert. Have no words. But like I said, defense wins championships. Pressure busts pipes. That's why I do not mind having a defensive coordinator as a head coach. That's why, I think Charlie kind of broke the mold because Louisville had nothing but offensive coaches, and Charlie was the first defensive coach. And a lot of Louisville fans were like, I like that defense. I like the fact nobody scores on us. I like the fact we're knocking blocks off. Puncture up to get beat down. That's what I'm talking about.
If you have any comments,
Bobby,
I'm just going to leave it like this. I'll leave it right there. If you have any comments, make sure you go ahead.
Please do.
Leave comments down below.
Leave your top 3 lists on the timeline.
I want to hear your top 3 lists.
In the
we'll give
section.
You guys a shout out. Check us out, maineventsports101.com or at ME Sports on Twitter, as well as follow myself, Rashawn, at RAASHAAN. And make sure you check out everything going on with the Main Event Sports Show.
And hit subscribe.
Hit subscribe, man. Check out the notifications so you get everything Main Event Sports.
Hey, Bobby, I just want to say this before you go. Bobby, thank you for Bobby 1.0.
Absolutely.
We loved you. That 41-9 was awesome. You still have the greatest team in Cardinal history, the 2004
Absolutely.
Liberty Bowl
You brought us the BCS
team.
game.
We love you, man.
You brought us the first Heisman winner. I love you. I know we almost got into a fight after the UK game. You were upset with my question. You know what I'm saying? I think that'll be the lasting memory of Bobby 2.0 is me and you getting into it. But you know what? When you can't even be good enough to sit down and break bread with your players, and you've been here for 5 years, and the players are just happy that the coaches come and sit and have a meal with them yesterday, that tells you something about you need to learn. You need to get some people skills from somewhere. I don't know, go to Walmart, go to Target, find some people skills and buy some, and then maybe you'll have a future in this game.
I believe Bobby's going to have a lot of time to reflect because he's not going to be a head coach again. I think he may be a coordinator someplace, but I think his head coaching days are done, as well as probably his sons and his son-in-law's coaching career is probably done as well. But, hey, that's okay. Bob, thanks for everything you've done for us, baby. Baby, now it's on the greener pastures with a little football. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen this Saturday.
Yes.
It was going to be sold out. How many people are going to be there to hear the chatter, to hear, now that Bobby's gone, you're going to hear so many stories about the dysfunction in the locker room, the toxicity that permeated the Louisville program. So just kind of be prepared for it this next week or two. Once the season's over, Jeff Brahms, if I look at my watch here, it's non-existent.
What's today's date? The
Today
11th?
is the 11th.
November the 11th, 2018.
The 12th. It's the 12th.
The 12th. November the 12th, 2018. We have let go of Tom Jurich. We have let go of Slicky Ricky. And we have let go of Bobby Petrino.
The neck brace.
You're cursed. You're cursed. Y'all ungrateful. You don't mean us no good. And it's all going to come back on you. You're going to regret it. When you look up this time next year and you got a bunch of D-lister coaches and you got Vince Tyree as your athletic director who's going to be announcing that he's building a new wing to some dorm instead of expanding all over the entire city, you're going to regret it.
Hey, Main Event Sports, man. We out. And Sourpuss says hello to everybody. Hey, thank you, Facebook, for checking us out. We'll be right back on the Main Event Sports.